Namaste, dear friends. I am very happy to bring another wonderful, beautiful topic for you. I am your Loknath. I am a transformational coach and a personal growth expert. You become what you believe. Your beliefs create map for your reality. We all hear this statement from many masters, all the new age scientists, new age spiritual masters, as well as masters from the ancient thousands of years back, saying one thing: we create our own reality. How does it happen? Are we really creating our reality, or any other forces outside of us create our reality, or our parents creating our reality? What is the depth, meaning of creating reality? We will understand today. Before going into this topic in depth, let me ask you some questions. What are your beliefs about your life? Do you believe life is beautiful, life is happy, life is playful, or do you believe life is difficult? I have all the problems in my life. It's very hard to live day to day life. What beliefs do you carry within you? And what do you believe about your own health? What are your health beliefs? Ask yourself. Do you love your body? Do you take care of your body? Do you practice exercise on a regular basis? Do you believe that you have a strong, healthy, perfect body? Or do you think you are experiencing illness, diseases most of the times in your life? What are your beliefs about your health? And what do you believe about money? The essential thing in our life. What are your beliefs about money? Do you think and believe money is good, or do you believe money is evil and bad? What is your belief about money? What are the fundamental beliefs that are revolving around money? And what do you believe about universe? Do you believe this universe is a friendly universe, or do you believe this universe is working against you? What are your beliefs about universe? These questions dispel so much about depths of our own beliefs, whether we are carrying limited beliefs or we have expanded beliefs. If you take this word belief, if we just cut that word belief, if we dig deep into that word belief, we will understand two different things. BELIEF, belief, has lie in it. Belief, LIE in it. It is true, my dear friends. All beliefs are lies. Whatever the beliefs that we formed within our subconscious mind, they are not actually absolute truths. They are relative truths. Some beliefs which help us to grow in life, some beliefs which bring happiness in our life, some beliefs bring us pain, suffering, or disease in the body. What beliefs you want to choose? You have the choice. You are the ultimate choice maker. In every given moment of our existence, we have infinity of possibilities in front of us, but we choose particular reality based on the beliefs that we carry inside. Beliefs are so powerful. Beliefs have hidden power. Our beliefs are our driving force. Whatever we strongly believe within, it becomes our reality. After knowing about this fact, the truth, absolute truth, we create our own reality. How far is it true for yourself? Do you agree with this statement 100% in your own life? Do not just say, yes, I agree, because Buddha said, because Swami Vivekananda said, but question yourself, ask yourself, go within yourself, whether I am living this truth with all the responsibility, with all the conscious choices that I am making, or I am just remembering this fact. It matters a lot, dear friend. And as I said about this word belief, if we can alter our limited beliefs, if we can change our beliefs, if we can program our mind from all the limited beliefs to unlimited beliefs, then these lies will go away. And you see life, belief, you see life in it. Even though I said they are lies, but there is a life in it. How to know whether I am lying to myself or I am living my life with my changed beliefs or awakened beliefs? By just checking our life, by examining our life. These beliefs are self-fulfilling prophecies. They are bedrocks, they are foundations. Let us look into how beliefs form, how our beliefs are formed. Through various sources, our beliefs are formed. One is childhood indoctrination. When we are a small child, we are indoctrinated. We are given so many beliefs by our parents, by our circumstances. If you are born in Hindu's family, you will have some set of beliefs. If you born in Muslim family, you will adopt, acquire some beliefs related to that particular religion. If you are coming from Christian family, you will adopt some beliefs which are true for that particular religion. And if you are atheist, you believe certain beliefs. So based on the beliefs that we have, we experience life in that way. This childhood indoctrination happened during our early childhood age, from 0 to 7 years. It is the most crucial age for every child. If parents don't know much about these concepts, if our teachers don't know much about thoughts and beliefs, then they unconsciously they start giving so many of their thoughts, their beliefs to us. We inherit so many beliefs unconsciously from others by living with them, by listening to them, by observing them. They are maybe our family members, maybe our friends, maybe our schoolmates, maybe our teachers. Based on all these factors, we acquire, we accumulate, we adopt our beliefs. Why do we need to transform our beliefs? Hacking your beliefs, hack your beliefs. That is the most important thing. Why do we need to hack our beliefs? To understand the depth of ourself, we need to first unshackle ourselves. We are shackled with shackles and we need to untie them, we need to remove them. We are living in a society. Constantly we are being hypnotized. We are socially conditioned by our parents, peer groups, society, media, and newspapers, everything. Everything keeps us small. We are not our beliefs, but we become what we believe. Buddha said, whatever the beliefs that we carry inside our subconscious mind, we become them. We try to make that reality again and again. Even though we learn this truth about we create our own reality, but it is actually the deeper beliefs are creating our reality. Most of the times at unconscious level. We know about this concept, conscious mind and subconscious mind. Conscious mind is only having 5% of power. It is a kind of operating system. Subconscious mind is having 95% of power. What it called by many neuroscientists and many psychologists, tip of the iceberg. Our conscious mind is only the tip of the iceberg that we see from outside. But 95% remaining is our subconscious. Our subconscious mind is operating, is processing, is manipulating our life. If you have empowering beliefs, you have empowered life. If you have limited beliefs, you will limit yourself in all the situations, in all the circumstances, wherever you go. From my very early childhood, I adopted so many of beliefs of my mother, because I used to follow my mother a lot, because I used to love my mother a lot. My mother used to take care of me so much, but as she was unconscious at that time, she also didn't know what she was giving to me. And the beliefs that I have grown up for many, many years were the beliefs of my mother. I adopted them from my mother. One of the beliefs were, if I go into rain, I will get caught up with cold and cough. I used to make it true with my beliefs. Whenever I get into the rain, I will get cold very easily. It was my belief, it was my reality earlier. And another limited belief that I adopted from my mother was, money doesn't grow on trees. You should not waste the money. You should not, waste so much of money in your life. You should not think much about money, because money is evil, money is bad. I used to hate all the people who are rich and luxurious people because of these beliefs. I used to literally hate people who have a lot of money, because we were experiencing poverty conditions in my childhood. I used to feel jealous about people who have money because of these limited beliefs that I had. And one more belief that I took from my family, it's a family belief, that is, you must do hard work to achieve good marks. Hard work is important to achieve success in your life. It is programmed so well into my mind that I could not achieve success because I didn't like to do hard work. I used to keep books in front of me, reading all the time. But when someone looks at me, I appear to be that I am reading the books. But my mind was wandering. I had monkey mind. I was not reading, because my mother said, you must do hard work so that you get good marks. It is such a lie that we carry. How many of us we believe this truth? Relative truth, not the absolute truth. It is a lie. It is a basic rule. We need to break this rule. Hard work is successful. I don't believe now. If we believe hard work is successful, if we believe it is true, go and look at the person who is always hammering the rocks, the big stones. He'll be doing the same work for many, many years to survive. But to thrive in life, you must dispel that myth of hard work is success. It is a lie. I went deep into my subconscious mind to remove, to uproot this belief, because that's not truth, dear friends. If you look at all the great leaders, great pioneers who have invented many things, who have achieved massive success in life, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Dr. Deepak Chopra. They are not doing hard work, but they are loving what they do. They are doing smart work. If you program your mind, if you let go of all your limited beliefs, you experience success with easiness, with joyfulness, with playfulness. If you look at any master, master is not doing any hard work. Lao Tzu, Chinese master, my favorite master, who has written book Tao Te Ching 2600 years back. Amazing book. He says one statement, the master does nothing, but he does not leave anything undone. What a beautiful statement it is. The meaning of this statement is, the master does everything with playfulness. We don't feel that master is working, but his work is effortless. His success is effortless. These are some of the common beliefs that we get from society, from family. And another source of our beliefs is authority figures. It can be teachers, it can be someone who is always trying to guide us or direct us in our life, maybe our elders, or maybe political people, or maybe our boss or manager in our company. These authority figures try to install beliefs in our mind. And when we start accepting those beliefs, it's gone. We have given the remote control to them. They are operating our remote control with these beliefs. We can't see it. We don't see beliefs. What are the beliefs that you adopted from your parents in your childhood? I ask you this homework. Post session, you can cross-check your belief, all your beliefs. This is called the belief tracking process. I conduct workshops and training programs on belief management. We know how to manage many things. We know how to manage our computer. We know how to manage machinery. We know how to manage driving. We know how to manage everything in life. But do you know how to manage your own mind? Do you know how to manage your own belief system? Here comes hacking the belief process. We need to upgrade our beliefs. Like a mobile phone, we use all the smartphones these days. You know, we keep getting updates in the phone. How many of us are using the phone which was invented many years back? Do you remember the Nokia phones, old Nokia phones with big size and having lot of buttons, hard buttons we need to press very hard? Do you remember? You might have used, right? Initial days, maybe 2002, 2003, up to 2005 or 6. You might have seen it, you might have used it, right? If you have not used it, ask your father, ask your manager. They will tell you how hard it is to operate. How many of you using the same old Nokia phone right now? Hardly no, right? No one is using. We say no. You might think, what Loknath, what you are telling? Why should I use? I have smartphone, iPhone. I can use without any buttons. I can operate it very fastly. But why are not using that old phone? Because it is obsolete, outdated. But are you using the latest beliefs? Are you upgrading your beliefs? This upgradation process is most important for all of us. One of my favorite teachers, Jim Kwik, world's renowned memory coach, brain coach, he says that we have thoughts and beliefs and we have the same reading skills, same beliefs which we had when we were studying in first or second standard. Can you agree with this? It is the truth. We are updating our phones. We are going for the latest phones. We are buying latest cars, latest TV, iTV. We can use Apple TV, Apple phone, brand new BMW car that we use. But when it comes to beliefs, are you upgrading your beliefs? If we are not upgrading our beliefs, our life is same all the time. There is no change. There is no newness. You don't experience nuances in your life. You don't experience life differently. The same routine things. We get bored with life. This is the core error of many human beings. When we upgrade our beliefs, when we change our beliefs, we change our life. Until and unless we go deep, we dig deep into our subconscious mind, into our beliefs, our life will not change. Only we know the theories, only we listen to the lectures. What I teach in my programs, I take people into deep, into their subconscious beliefs, tackle those limited beliefs, and I suggest them to let go of those beliefs. One of the powerful methods that I use in my sessions, in my training programs, is regression therapy and rewiring therapy. Regression and rewiring therapy. Through regression therapy, we guide people to track back all the beliefs that we had in the childhood, and we let go of all the limited beliefs, and we rewire, we reprogram our subconscious mind with these new patterns of new beliefs. So when I use the word reprogramming, do not take it in a negative way. We generally use this word reprogramming in terms of computer language. Computers we reprogram. We can reprogram our mind, but consciously, because it is programmed by many people outside of us. Now it is time, my dear friend, to reprogram your own mind with positive, empowering, awakened beliefs. Money is good. Money is an energy. If you use smart thinking, you can achieve success very easily, effortlessly. One of the core beliefs that we have is I am not good enough. I am not good enough to attract money. I am not good enough to speak in front of public. I am not good enough to show my face to many people. I am not good enough with my voice. All these are limited beliefs. I've grown up, my dear friend, for many, many years. It is such a burden that we carry on our shoulders. We need to release. It's like carrying a suitcase on our head. After getting into the train, we need to bring that suitcase down. We need to enjoy the berth we are allotted. We can sleep on that berth. But in reality, in real life, we carry so much burden in our mind, and it also creates burden in our body. And another source that form our beliefs is transgenerational patterns. We inherit beliefs from our earlier generations, maybe from parents, maybe from grandparents, maybe from great-great-grandparents. In this lineage, in the family tree, we acquire limited beliefs sometimes. Some people, not everyone, not all the time. Some people unknowingly, out of blind love, we get those beliefs from our ancestors. Some of the beliefs that people acquire as limited beliefs are beliefs about health. We acquire some beliefs from our ancestors. If some of our ancestors, maybe our parents or grandparents, they have some illnesses and we inherit them. We know that hereditary diseases, it's because of the belief pattern which is transforming, which is transferring to us. It's not transforming, it's a transferring. It's actually our role. We need to transform them. And some of the beliefs about money we acquire from our family system. Some of the beliefs about life we acquire from family. So these are the different sources that we get beliefs from. I would like to divide these beliefs into 3 categories, how beliefs form. So first level is surface thoughts. Surface thoughts are the thoughts that we are getting at the conscious level. The conscious mind which keeps generating. These are surface thoughts. And these surface thoughts have connection with root thoughts, supporting thoughts or root thoughts. Whatever the root thoughts that we have, a root thought is nothing but a thought which we keep thinking again and again and again and again, and that becomes a root thought. And these root thoughts, if we go little deeper, the third level is belief or core belief, we can say. Surface thoughts, root thoughts, core beliefs. So these core beliefs are like foundational, like how we cannot see the foundation of a building, but it is very important even for our own life also. Our beliefs, we cannot see them, they are hidden, they are at subconscious level, they are underlying and operating our life. So if you want to change your life, you need to change these root beliefs, these core beliefs. You need to upgrade your belief system from I am not good enough to I am good enough. Many people use affirmations to change their life. Affirmations are law of attraction. Law of attraction doesn't work many of the times. This statement may be contradictory to your truths, to your beliefs, or the readings that you have read from many books and masters. This might be contradictory to you, right? Why Loknath is telling law of attraction doesn't work? Why affirmations doesn't work? It is because they work, they are perfectly fine. But if your core beliefs are so strong that you always believe that I am not good enough, but you are using affirmations and law of attractions, all the statements of positive affirmations to tell yourself, what happens, dear friend? Whatever the affirmations you tell, the positive affirmations, they are good in nature. I am not degrading them. But your core beliefs are different. They are opposing forces. They are pressing down. Each time you tell affirmation, this core belief will push it out. We need to uproot. We need to format all the old software in order to install new software. Our beliefs are our models, our mental models that we have within our mind. And our systems for living are our habits. Another powerful practice that I want to tell you to upgrade your beliefs is habit installation protocol. I learned this concept from Robin Sharma. So through habits, through daily changing the daily routines, we change our beliefs. If you are having very core beliefs which are keeping you away from limiting an amazing life, an extraordinary life, I want you to consult a therapist, a coach, to work on your limited beliefs. So that once you remove all the limited beliefs from your subconscious mind, then you use affirmations, then you use law of attraction. Whatever the inputs that you are giving through affirmations, they will sink in, they will go deep into your subconscious mind and they will start to grow. This is what upgrading our belief system is about. So hack your beliefs, track your beliefs, change your beliefs, and make this truth as absolute truth in your life. We create our own reality. Thank you so much for listening, my dear friends. I want you to change your beliefs. I want you to work on your beliefs, clear your limited beliefs. And you are unlimited. You are good enough. You are the master. You are the director of your own life. You are the captain of your soul. All these statements are true when you upgrade your identity. Without upgrading, without changing our identity, our life will not change. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to connect with you and share these thoughts. After learning about these concepts, I reprogram my subconscious mind, and I'm not carrying all those beliefs, whatever I have inherited from my past, I have inherited from my parents, I have inherited from my parents. I love myself, I accept myself, I am abundant, I am powerful, I am good enough, I attract all the good things in my life. These are the beliefs that I carry nowadays. Thank you so much. I'm signing off. Bye.